Good afternoon, welcome to Market Wrap number 197, Stuart Williamson here at the helm. This week we cover the latest house price news, the March price increases as reported by Rightmove. Is there a positive start to the year? Where are we going? And then second we look at rentals, what's happening with them? And we look at Zoopla's March report. Is it still good news for landlords? So Rightmove. Average across the UK house prices rose by 1.5% in March. Is it the same for everyone? Well, the average of newly marketed properties increased by 1.5% this month, £5,279 to reach 368,000. The annual rate of increase of house price asking prices is 0.8% up compared to 0.1 in February. The rise is higher than a 22-year historic average for March, so it's positive according to Rightmove. And it's the biggest jump since May last year. The number of sales agreed in March is 13% higher than at the same time last year, Rightmove says, with buyer demand up 8% year on year. This could be due to the asking prices being, as I said, slightly lower than they were a year ago, and a softening of the mortgage fixed rates, which has boosted buyer confidence. That said, it's taking an average of 71 days to find a buyer for a property, which is the longest time frame since 2019. Rightmove experts say despite the positive start to the year, the housing market remains highly sensitive to pricing and external events, such as mortgage rate movements. But that's not equal, though, across the whole country. You're looking at a snapshot of the general picture. Average house prices rose marginally in all regions of England, Wales and Scotland this month, although asking prices are down year on year in the east of England, the southwest and the southeast. Asking prices rose on average 0.6% in London, and they're up by 0.9% for the year, showing a tentative return of confidence to the capital. It's only a start though. Asking prices are now at 686,000. In Wales, prices rose 0.3% to 256, but didn't actually increase year on year. The East Midlands saw the biggest price over any region in March, up 2.7%. Average asking prices are now 287,145. That area is Leicester, Nottingham, Derby, Northampton. Prices rose 0.5% in Scotland, and across the board in Scotland, overall prices this year are up by 4.2%. Tim Bannister at Rightmove said March is typically a strong month for asking price growth as both buyers and seller activity levels rise and the spring selling season gets underway. However, the stronger than usual price growth this March indicates that new sellers are feeling much more confident, perhaps even overconfident. But there is enough buyer activity to sustain that, and local markets are achieving higher prices. Despite, he goes on to say, the above average price increases in the opening 3 months of the year, asking prices are still 4,076 below their peak of May 23. For those who can afford to buy and have yet to take action to move this year, this may provide a window of opportunity to buy as we now seem to be past the bottom of the market. He then goes on to say, while some sellers are still being optimistic with their pricing expectations, there are also more sellers who are aware of the need to be negotiable and realistic. The elevated interest rates compared to recent years is still stretching affordability for many. Jeremy Leaf, a North London real estate agent, said, although these are asking or aspirational prices rather than selling prices of the new listings, this data reflects the interesting market trends which we've seen on the ground. More listings mean buyers are often spoilt for choice, so are not rushing to take the plunge. Some were holding back, making offers in the expectation of the budget giveaways last week and further mortgage rate cuts, which just didn't happen, did they? We didn't ask for much, we didn't get much in that budget. On the other hand, the market remains price sensitive and only realistically priced properties will sell. Sellers who appreciate that will find a buyer much more quickly. So, that is selling prices. What about rental report? To give you an overview, UK rental inflation slows to 7.8% upwards, a 2-year low, still 7.8% up though. Rental demand is 20% year on year lower than it was as pandemic factors ease and labour market cools. A fifth more homes available for rent than a year ago, but current supply is still below pre-pandemic averages. Rental inflation slows rapidly in London to 5.3% as supply-demand imbalance narrows and affordability pressures hit the pace of rent rises. Scotland remains an area with the fastest overall rental growth. Okay, and this is bearing in mind they've got rent controls up there, so you see how it's working. Rents in Scotland went up by 11.6%. Over half of private rented homes are in the 1,000 plus per month rental market. Rental affordability at decade highs and unlikely to improve quickly, so it's inaffordable, that's what they're trying to say there. And expansion in rental supply is the only route to increase affordability. So that's the whole point. Unless we build more houses, we're not going to get the rent coming down anytime soon. Richard O'Donnell, the executive director of Zoopla quoted the following: "The rental supply-demand imbalance has started to narrow, but is far from being closed. Rents for new lets will continue to rise over 2024, albeit at a slower rate. Only a rapid expansion in supply will start to improve affordability for UK renters." So, from a house price perspective, good news if you're a buyer, because prices are still below where they were. Good news if you're a buyer in that the market is starting to move and prices are going up. Bad news for people who want to get on the housing ladder for the first time because it's still very expensive. From a tenant perspective, bad news for tenants because rents are still going up by 7.8%. Good news for landlords because if you do buy, in no time at all, the property's going to be washing its face, you'll be making a profit. So that's the market wrap for this week. Please do register for our high yield ebook below. It tells you how you can get 12% fixed return using property, and look out for upcoming ebooks. We have quite a few more coming along and they'll be advertised every week. Thanks for listening. Do take care. All the best, and may all your property problems be small ones. Cheerio.